Okay, so why is there resistance to racial justice? And this is even amongst people who claim that, oh, I believe that black and white people are equal, or we're all equal, and I want racial justice. But still, there's an internal resistance, and it comes for three reasons. So the first is denial, and that is that some part of you is thinking, yeah, but we've made progress. We elected Barack Obama as president, and we have so many successful Black people. The CEO of Coca-Cola is Black, and Beyonce, Oprah, Denzel Washington, Will Smith. We have a thriving Black upper class, and then even the Black middle class. My parents are among them, that they are college educated, they work in corporate America, they live in the white suburbs, they drive nice cars. So if we can just keep doing more of what we're doing, things will be fine. We don't need to have an uproar about it. And here, this denial is really centered in on a narrow scope of some of the progress and some of the successes, without looking at the wider picture of the clear oppression and mass incarceration and all sorts of disparities that are happening in Black America. And so until we can really just fully appreciate that and not deny the truth that there is a huge problem in what's happening, in how justice, how access is being ferreted out between Black America and the rest of America, we won't be able to achieve racial justice. The second barrier, resistance, is fear. And this comes in two ways. The first way is that for hundreds of years, everyone, white America, has been preaching and spreading this propaganda against Black people, that Black people are inferior, that we are morally corrupt, that we're less smart, that we are, deviant, that all of these things. And this really stems from the time of slavery, when there was resistance amongst some of those in the colony to slavery. They're like, we're in a new society. We wanted to come here and, start a free and equal society. We don't want to have slavery here. And the ruling elite realized that, oh, well, this is something that we do want to do, and we're going to need the whole population to buy in. How can we do that? So they said, we're only going to enslave Africans. So the only people who will be slaves are Africans. And then we're going to do a whole propaganda campaign on why it's good and right. And, so no one will feel bad or guilty about it. And they did that in two ways, with Christianity and with science. So with Christianity, they would write papers and preachers would preach how the Bible says that the white man is superior to the Black man and that they have dominion and control over Black people. And then they made up pseudoscience where they were measuring skulls and different things and showing that, in fact, the physiology of Black people proves that there are different species of people. They are less than, they're inferior, and that's another reason why they're not the same type of human as white people are. So it's okay to enslave them. And for hundreds of years, that has been the messaging. And even after, after slavery was abolished and then came segregation and Jim Crow, still the messaging until this day of pop culture, of everything, is that Black people are inferior. So you have a population that has been taught and fed that Black people are something to be feared and worried about. And then at the same time, there was a switch in social status, like, okay, they're free now and we're not going to segregate. You guys can all, commingle and be together. And so you have a white population's like, oh my God, I see a Black person across the street. I'm so terrified. I'm going to shoot them. And it just comes from 400 years of learning that you're supposed to be scared of Black people. And now any encounter with them, terror, shock, and ruthless, treatment. And it's fear. It's based on fear. So there's that resistance that that white America and other non-Black people are afraid of Black people. And the other part of that is that even if you have a person who is like, no, I totally understand, Black people are the same as white people. I get that all of that was lies that they fed us. But if they have, economic power and political power, If Black people get that, then what does that mean? Are they going to use it to do what we did to them? Are they going to, terrorize and be mean to us like we were to them? And again, that's another point of fear that, oh my gosh, that Black people are going to retaliate. And Black people really, we've seen the harms and the ills, not only to our own community, but even what racism has done to white and non-Black community, how it has affected those communities. And we're not interested in revenge. We're interested in racial justice. And then the third reason that there is resistance is the feeling of superiority. Again, for hundreds of years, for over 400, 500 years, a population being told that they are better than Black people. They're superior, that the reason that they have more and are achieving more and and are experiencing life differently than Black people is because that they are better than. And that's a high that people don't want to give up. And you may not realize that you have that. So you have to really dig deep and sit with, like, do I harbor that feeling of superiority? And what does it mean that I believed white people are here and Black people are here, and now if I believe that they're equal, okay, did the white person decrease? Am I less than? Did I lose something? Did the Black people gain something? Are they actually better than me? And this, like, the cognitive dissonance of, like, well, what does it mean to be equal when I thought I was up here? Who's losing? Who's winning? And it's to really shift your thinking around that there is no winners and losers. No one's lost anything. No one's gaining anything. It's just an understanding of what the truth has always been, is that we've always all been equal. And this one, another example of it is Amy Cooper, who was the woman who called the police on the Black bird watcher in Central Park. He found her there with her dog off the leash, and told her, in this area you need to have your dog on the leash, please leash your dog. And as a white person, she was like, oh my gosh, I've been caught, doing something that I'm not supposed to. And instead of admitting it, was like, who are you? How dare you? You're a Black man. I can have you arrested. And proceeded through that whole rigmarole of power and authority and superiority of, like, I don't have to listen to you. I'm white and you're Black. It doesn't matter what I do. I can get you in trouble. And that feeling, like I'm saying, is just so enticing that it's hard to give up. It's hard to give up and lose that. And so to come to terms with that is just an illusion, that is just a high, and it's based on falsehoods, and it's based on propaganda and lies and untruths that are deadly and detrimental, not only to Black people, but to all of society. And if we want to achieve racial justice, then we have to address these three things, right? Address the denial, address the fear, and address this feeling of superiority.